Good evening. I'm Texas Storm Chaser Spalding and Chief David Reimer coming up to 7:30 p.m. on the 7th of March, 2025. A lot of y'all getting to go out and gallivant, enjoy your Friday evenings. I've been locked in the Office of Doom to babysit Mother Nature's temper tantrums, but alas, life is what it is, and it's probably going to be the name of the game for the next 3 months as we now enter the spring severe weather season. If we can do things not like last spring where we were busy every day, really would appreciate it. We'll see what Mama Nature has in store for us. For tonight, guess what? We've got a risk for isolated, maybe scattered severe storms across parts of North Texas, the Big Country, the eastern Concho Valley, northern parts of central Texas. This include places like Abilene, down to Brownwood, Stephenville, Waco, the DFW Metroplex, Cleburne, Waxahachie, Hillsboro, up towards Wichita Falls. This is going to be like Tuesday morning timing-wise, and timing-wise only, with mainly a 2 a.m. to 7 a.m. threat initially here across the aforementioned regions. Unlike Tuesday morning, we're not going to be dealing with a big-time tornado damaging wind threat. This is going to be the threat for some storms to produce hail up to the size of maybe golf balls. That hopefully is on the higher end of the spectrum, and we won't see any storms actually produce hail that large later tonight. But there is some chance we could have some decent hailers here, especially across portions of the eastern Big Country and southern North Texas. So we'll take a look at that in more detail in just a moment. But after 7 a.m., the risk for severe storms will at least temporarily decrease across portions of North Texas, the Big Country, by about 8 to 9 a.m. as upper level wave number 1 moves out. We see that lift decrease until we get into the afternoon hours, when we may see a conditional threat for a few severe storms across East Texas, the Ark-La-Tex, into portions of the Golden Triangle, the Piney Woods of East Texas, the Toledo Bend Reservoir. And some of those storms, especially the closer they get to Louisiana by dinner time, we may start to see some hail, some localized damaging winds, maybe even a tornado, while the remainder of the storms tomorrow, if they become rambunctious, we're expecting mostly a threat for some pocket change size hail. Storms will exit the state, at least exit the state in Louisiana and Arkansas late tomorrow evening, but we could still have some showers continuing into Sunday morning. Let's take a look at the high-res rapid refresh model, give you all an updated sense on the timing. Here you go. You can see we're expecting storm development around 1 to 2 a.m. in the Big Country, North Texas, parts of the Concho Valley. That will be in association with a warm front lifting north. Most of these storms should be north of that warm front, meaning at the surface, temperatures are probably going to be in the 40s to low 50s. If we see any storms south of that warm front late tonight in areas where surface temperatures are up in the 60s, we may have a brief potential for a tornado. Right now, that does not look likely. Storms north of the warm front, again, it's cool at the surface, but a few thousand feet above the ground, it's actually warmer and more unstable, allowing some of these storms to produce hail. And this model's being rather rambunctious with some of those storms, suggesting we might have some decent-sized hail with the most intense storms early Saturday morning. Up in the Panhandle, you can see we're expecting snow to increase in both coverage and intensity after about 1 to 3 a.m. As we get closer to sunrise, we're expecting bands of heavy snow across parts of the Panhandle. One band, northwestern parts of the Panhandle, we may see a secondary heavy maxima develop across areas south and east of Amarillo. Snow totals have come up in those areas, but those heavier snow totals, which we'll look at in just a moment, will be localized and not widespread. Nevertheless, we are expecting the potential for travel difficulties, reduced visibility, and overall not the greatest weather in the Panhandle of Texas tomorrow, with some snow potentially down into West Texas, and some snow maybe even in far northwest Texas coming off the Caprock into western Oklahoma, with some travel impacts possible. Now, we're expecting storms in North Texas, the Big Country, to generally move east-northeast early tomorrow morning. We should, again, see them weaken not long after sunrise, as we see upper-level lift temporarily decrease. But after that, going into Saturday afternoon, you can see we're still going to have plenty of scattered showers and even thunderstorms, but we're going to have to wait until we get into the late afternoon across portions of northeast Texas, east Texas, southeast Texas for a quick little line of storms to move through. Some of those storms, before they move into Louisiana, could have some hail, some localized gusty winds, and maybe a spin-up tornado, especially as storms approach the Louisiana state line around dinner time tomorrow. Otherwise, it's going to be a cold rain across northwest Texas, North Texas, Texoma, most of Oklahoma, northeast Texas tomorrow afternoon through early Sunday morning. And then we're going to see rain chances come to an end by lunchtime Sunday Sunday, skies rapidly clear across the state, and Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday are looking warm, sunny, though increasing winds, and fire danger across western and southwestern portions of Texas ahead of another higher impact weather system arriving on Wednesday with strong westerly winds, blowing dust, and probably another round of fire danger. In terms of the snow amounts, here is the latest forecast from the National Weather Service in Amarillo. Again, we're expecting generally the potential for localized heavier totals of 3 to 6 inches, maybe even a bit higher in the northwestern Panhandle. Again, it's all going to depend where we see a band of heavy snow set up. I think most of the Panhandle will see at least half an inch to 2 inches of snow on Saturday, but where we see those heavier axes, whatever, of snow that develop from southwest to northeast in those narrow bands, we could see 1 or 2 bands of snow produce up to 8 inches of snow in spots, which of course would lead to quite a bit of slicky, doom, snow plow operations, a plowable snow, and of course travel difficulties. We're going to have some wind too, so even though we're going to have a nice heavy wet snow, it's still going to need to be plowed, and some of it may blow around. And where we see this heavier snow totals occur, because it's going to be a heavier wet snow, it'll stick to things like power lines, so we may see isolated power outages as well. Not expecting widespread power outages, but we'll have to keep an eye on it. So that's going to be it for your Friday evening update. We'll be up and about Saturday morning, keeping an eye on the storms. It sounds like we're going to have a few storm chasers burning the midnight oil, going out chasing early tomorrow morning to document some of the hail in North Texas. And we'll be here as well in case Mother Nature decides to throw a temper tantrum. We'll have updates for you. So as always, you can get your local weather forecast, interactive weather radar, daily Texas weather roundups, and more in the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app. Just search for Texas Storm Chasers where you download apps to your device. You can also find our free interactive weather radar on our website, texasstormchasers.com/radar. If needed, we'll have weather updates throughout the night into Saturday posted here right on the Texas Weather Center on YouTube. Y'all have a great evening. We'll keep an eye on the sky. Talk to you later. God bless.